It's time for another wrestling podcast.
All right. Are you fucking kidding me?
Guys, I got blocked again on Twitter.
I'm your mark of marks.
That's the most reliable source on the interwebs.
The social assassin at your disposal, bitches.
Rhymes, I spit him until the entire story's told. Not a prediction, I hit him with a submission hold. Champion, it's not that easy to defend the title. Talking on my back and every move I make is vital. The show shows the high highs, the lower lows. I'm not surprised cause I know I see both of those. It's WrestleMania season, that's the reason I'm here. I've been working towards the main event my whole career. I ain't going nowhere, let it be loud and clear. Hit you with the curb stomp, finish you off with a spear. I'm like Jeff Hardy, I'm immune to the fear. Once I hit the ring, all my critics disappear. It's inexplicable, anything else but typical. My style is unpredictable, but that's the point. Unorthodox, waiting for my endorsement spot. Forfeit when I put you in the scorpion lock. So if you ready to ride, then buckle up. But if you got a problem with me, knuckle up. The bright lights, road to WrestleMania. I'm here for a fight, not sports entertaining ya. So if you ready to ride, then buckle up. But if you got a problem with me, knuckle up. The bright lights, road to WrestleMania. I'm here for a fight, not sports entertaining ya. I won't give up, cause I'm unstoppable. Elbow drop off the top, what would Macho do? Heavy hitters, so high risks are optional. Styles clash, but that forearm's phenomenal. Hey, Kofi, it doesn't matter the angles, man. Finish you with the ankle lock or the ankle slam. Corbin, I'll correct you, cause I expect you to know when your respect's due. Yo, forget you, it's going down right outside of my city, yo. I can't wait to see Joe versus Mysterio. No holds barred, Triple H and Batista. Career versus career, student versus teacher. Computers freezing, I'm running some diagnostics. Think I got it, Brock was holding it hostage. It's controversial, but universally hurtful. This is worse than a commercial, we're in need of a reversal. So if you ready to ride, then buckle up. But if you got a problem with me, knuckle up. The bright lights, road to WrestleMania. I'm here for a fight, not sports entertaining ya. So if you ready to ride, then buckle up. But if you got a problem with me, knuckle up. The bright lights, road to WrestleMania. I'm here for a fight, not sports entertaining ya. Triple threat main event for the women's title. Becky earned a shot, but Charlotte feels that she's entitled. She's got a point, but it's not all hereditary. Ronda wants a title reign to be legendary. This main event may prevent fans from walking out. The man won the Royal Rumble, fans are talking now. Ronda Rousey's the rookie, she has so much to prove. But Charlotte can't lose, damn, this is hard to choose. So if you ready to ride, then buckle up. If you got a problem with me, knuckle up. If you ready to ride, buckle up. If you got a problem with me, knuckle up. If you ready to ride, buckle up. If you got a problem with me, knuckle up. If you ready to ride, buckle up. If you ready to ride, buckle up.
I want to give a shout out to the WrestleMania song we just played. That's from Won't Stop. Guys, you can check them out on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play. We have the link on our social media. Look for another wrestling podcast. But shout out to Won't Stop. I believe he's down in Peekskill, not too far from AWP. But it's WrestleMania weekend, guys. WrestleMania 35. We got NXT Takeover happening. You got Access, and we talked about other fucking handful shows where you can even get a Joey Ryan Dick picture this weekend, or I think he's going to let you touch it for $30, I believe, somewhere.
Stop it.
He is.
Yep.
He's a good man.
Talk about male prostitution there.
Man, marketing.
If someone wanted to be a dick, they could just call the cops and be like, hey, he's charging for us to touch his penis.
Oh my god.
Oh man, so that is happening. I thought that's the weekend we face, and that's what's ahead of us, guys.
You guys see that John Oliver piece? What the fuck's that show called? Next Week Tonight or something?
Last week tonight, yesterday.
Last
is
tonight,
today.
yeah.
Tomorrow's
Whatever
yesterday. I don't know. But yeah.
Yo, you know what though? See, you sent me that, and it was one of those things where you made me watch that whole 18-minute long segment, and I really hate that communist fuck more than anything.
Communist.
He's. Oh, you know, he's like the Dave Meltzer of fucking journalism. There's like a sliver of truth to what he says.
There's comedy though. That's like you have to keep people's attention today. You got to throw fucking something in there to be like goofy, stupid, fucking whatever. And didn't it look like? I feel like, well, yeah, that's what they used to do, kind of thing. Like I feel like they've already gone past this. Like they. You know, Daniel Bryan gets like exclusive crazy testing before and after matches. I feel like they have stuff in place now that they built up to it, but I feel like everything he was saying was like 10 years ago or something like that, no?
Yeah. Everything he was saying was 10 years ago.
He's making people think it was today, right?
Like, I mean, Vince McMahon looked really young in those videos.
It's like, how
videos they
far
were
can you go
throwing
back?
up there.
So did Bret Hart in that one. He's like, "Oh, you should ask Bret Hart how he feels." Bret Hart still had color in his hair. He looked like he was like it looked like Bret Hart when he was in WCW, or maybe a little bit after he had originally left WWE. And the Piper segment alone that he showed from HBO or whatever that was, it was from 2003. He'd even said it in the timestamp. It was like
It was really stretching for fucking just to make a story.
I think he was just using all that past footage just to try to prove his point that he was trying to make. As in, like, I don't really care much for the guy. He is funny from time to time. I will give him credit with his wrestling knowledge. He was very quick with it. You mean you get these journalists that have no idea what professional wrestling is. This guy's calling out the plumber, the tax man. He knew who IRS was. He knew certain storylines. Like, you knew this guy deep down as a fan.
yes.
But he's
I think he was
calling
like
out stuff.
I think he was like more of a casual thing, because I feel like everybody who put this together, producers, writers, whatever, I feel like they're not wrestling fans. And if any wrestling fan worked on that, they would have been like, this is kind of like old stuff. I wouldn't show, it has nothing to do with what the monster it is today. You know what I mean? Like, yes, they didn't nobody knew about that shit back then.
But don't you think they needed? Don't you think whoever wrote that needed like those types of fans who knew stuff from the past to help them get his point across? Because he does make some valid points.
No,
the whole, and I'll be honest with you, like I know what he was trying to get at. I think he just went too far left to prove that he was right. If that makes any sense to me, you know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a political sense. Like, he just went too dark to try to prove a more basic point that he was trying to get across, and I just hate when people do that. He had plenty of ammunition. He didn't, but like, for him to say that Owen Hart died wrestling for the WWE, he chooses his words very carefully, because Owen Hart didn't die wrestling. He died falling from the ceiling during a wrestling event. Like, it's a completely different thing.
I think he meant he died while being under contract with WWE, basically.
But I mean, I don't think it's like a left or a right thing. I feel like
I didn't mean that politically, Credo.
It just seems like it's a non-fan thing, and I feel like, yes, you said they made good points. Like, yes, this has happened, but look at what they're doing. I don't think he ever brought up look at what they're doing today to like help manage that in a way, because he even said it himself, is that you can't tell if these guys have it or what they got until they're fucking dead and they get an autopsy. And you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they've been hit in the head a few times, and you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like they're doing everything I think they can right now to put it in place. But on top of all that, I really think that that's going to be the newest thing for Vince to really hold on and keep his brand. He has to take that money now, give them like a healthcare kind of a thing. Like, that's going to be the thing, I think, that's going to change the landscape of business of wrestling, right?
He's probably going to have to do something. I mean, a lot of people are like the WWE, they don't have to respond. And they don't have to respond. They really don't have to. But in all honesty, and this is just my opinion, I think the WWE, they need to respond to this in some way, whether they put out a press release or they do start offering health care to their guys. The whole independent contractor thing, I mean, we always knew that these guys are independent contractors. Now, myself, I really don't have any experience of being an independent contractor, with the exception of being an MMA fighter, where I could fight wherever I want because I was never under contract. But I wasn't really too familiar, and then like I kind of started thinking about it. Like, these guys are considered independent contractors. Technically, they can go wherever they want because they're independent. And I even asked my one buddy who was an independent contractor and stated, yeah, if I'm not locked down with a business, I'm not under contract, I can work wherever I want. So like, a lot of the points really had me kind of take a step back and just start thinking about all this stuff, and really just kind of put my thoughts into it. And like, damn, man, WWE, they really put everything like under in the palm of their hands. But at the same time, these wrestlers, they know what they're getting themselves into. They're signing this contract. They know that they're on lockdown. It's kind of like, it's hard to put it in words for me, but it's like, I disagree, but I agree with some of the points he made.
The one thing that I did like that he did say was the where he was comparing the NFL to WWE And
Yes.
he said if you're losing the moral high ground to the NFL, maybe, and he does make a valid point there. Because look what's been going on with, and look what the NFL has done in reaction to all this. So good for them, but he makes a valid point. I still think he's a communist fuck, but.
Well, he definitely put WWE on the map on HBO, but WWE responded and said they invited him to WrestleMania to see what's going on, and he's the kind of guy that I think will take it, because working at Fox, I remember him trying to invade Fox one day to get in there and do films for, I think, Comedy Central, and I think we could see him at WrestleMania. That should be interesting. But guys, that's why we're here. WrestleMania. It's a good thing to bring up, because they shine the spotlight on what we love, and some of these people want to take it away, but we're not going to let them. Guys, WrestleMania is happening this weekend. WrestleMania weekend. We're headed down there. Cooter, we're driving down. Mike, you're headed down. We're going to try to document this experience. We have a lot of things going on. If you guys are headed down to Mania Crawl, check them out. They're going to be drinking all the way up till the show at all these bars, going bar hopping and whatnot. And all the money goes to Connor's Cure, so a nice little thing to get drunk. But we're also doing a little Marks for Life meetup. We don't talk about it much, but I want to give it a shout out to it. Facebook.com/group/Pro Wrestling Marks. I would have changed the name, but I can't do it. I'd have to start a whole other group. But we're going to be at WrestleMania. We're trying to do a little meetup, like a little tailgate. So if you guys want to find us, make sure you head over there. You can find out where we're going to be for a little bit. Because, guys, we have to probably get in there at freaking like 3 in the afternoon to just make the pre-show. Guys, are you excited for WrestleMania weekend?
Dude, I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to this, Crudo. And we have our itinerary. I told you last week, on the way up. Dude, we were given a gift, Crudo.
What's that?
So one of my customers, when he found out I plan on going to White Castle before I go to WrestleMania, gave us this wonderful $30 gift card to White Castle, courtesy of the Imperial Castle Toy Shop in Fulton, New York.
Brains.
I gotta get him some Lanny Poffo autographs. I have a whole stack of them. You guys can we'll give you that for giving us Credo and Cooter go to White Castle, and we're gonna interject the Minority Mike's adventure down to MetLife Stadium. It's gonna be. Stay tuned for next week's show. I think it's gonna be great. What's gonna happen down there? But guys, we'll do a little speed round of fucking the whole Mania card, because everybody is talking about Mania. How many fucking shows are you gonna listen to this weekend where we're saying the same fuck? You know what I mean? So let's do it different. If we want to listen to us, you actually listen to us and not talk about everybody's doing. So let's change it up a little bit. Before we get into the whole Mania thing, though, let's talk about what was going on this week on TV, because it was the go-home shows for everything. Guys, the go-home fucking Mania, the women had an incredible brawl, let's talk about, but that should have closed the show. Before we get to what closed it, guys, that brawl, kicking windows, did you see that kick from Charlotte? She's knocking down security guards, knocking fucking Becky's head into the car. That was classic, Raw go-home Mania, segment right there.
Meanwhile, that was at the end of hour 1?
I know.
Are you fucking kidding me? You gotta be kidding me with that bullshit. That was the end of hour 1, maybe the middle of second hour. I don't fucking know. It sure as shit didn't close the show, which it should have, since that's your fucking main event for your biggest pay-per-view or biggest show of the year. What the fuck were you thinking, bro?
Seriously.
I loved it. I loved every second of that.
Oh, it was great.
I loved it. The best, one of the funniest things is Becky, every time something's happening, like a brawl or she's getting arrested, she always has these one-liners that you hear, and it just makes me laugh my ass off. The one time she got arrested, she's talking about how you can't cuff these hands, just the shit she's
I need
saying.
these hands to hold up the title.
This week, she's getting cuffed, and you hear her yelling, again, and then Michael Cole is yelling, yeah, again. Oh, my God. And then, did you guys, first of all, let's give credit to these mall cops, okay? They just picked up these random people, put them in, these, Halloween thrift store outfits, and the idiotics. This obviously isn't real police, but it's still. It just made the segment so much better that these cops had no control over 3 women. They put Rhonda and Becky in the same cop car, And then instead, the look they gave each other was just hilarious. And then they start kicking the shit out of each other. And then all of a sudden they go to put, they believe Becky in the other cop car. And as soon as they open it, Charlotte comes fucking flying out of there, kicking people. But the best thing of this whole segment was when Ronda had her head hanging out that window and Charlotte just came out of nowhere with that fucking knee.
Flying knee. Oh God.
My God. The knee hit Ronda and Ronda hit the side of the car.
And it was just like with the glass was broken. Granted, I'm sure it was fake glass, but still, it fucking... damn.
And
that's the other thing I want to say. Mike, you made mention of the security guards, but this was in Chicago, right?
No, this was in Washington,
Baltimore, yeah, I think.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so it's it's. I hope if I ever get arrested, that it's in Baltimore, because it must be real easy to escape a police fucking car in Baltimore with one kick. Like half the door came flying off the goddamn car. Come on, you're not Braun Strowman, bitch. You crazy?
Man.
Okay, so two things I want to point out. One, I want to know how Ronda put the car in drive as she was handcuffed and drove the car into the other
She's behind her back, right? Yeah.
Had to have. And then two, you bring
still,
up getting...
dude, she has to be able to put her foot on the brake to engage it in the gear. That's the thing.
I still found it
funny.
funny.
Chin or something.
I still found it funny, though.
Really quick.
And then the second thing, I mean, I realized, the Baltimore police, man, they really cater to you when you get arrested, because the next night on SmackDown, Becky showed up in a cop car. Like they gave her a ride from Baltimore to I believe, where were they in SmackDown? I don't know where they were in SmackDown, but she got a ride, a courtesy ride. It was amazing. The day I ever get arrested, I hope I get that fucking treatment.
Man, but that's like the excitement, right? So much shit happened with that. It was great that to leave you in suspense, like getting arrested and then you end the show. They fucking put Baron Corbin and Rey Mysterio, and now word has it Rey doesn't even know if he's gonna fight this weekend because of that match, because he landed back on his ankle and it gave way. But holy shit, what a dud! Like it just ended, and that was it. And that was like, whose fucking decision was that? Like, yes men, everybody's surrounded by yes men. Fucking stand up and say that's a bad idea. It's the WrestleMania go home show. I know you have to make Baron Corbin look strong, but not the fucking main event for fucking. Anyway.
See, I don't think you need to make him look strong. He's going up against Kurt Angle in a retirement match. What you need to do is make fucking Rey Mysterio look strong, since he's challenging for a title. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
That's what I don't understand. Oh, so you jobbed to Baron Corbin. What do you think your chances against Samoa Joe, the champ, are?
Exactly.
Great booking. They must have brought Bruce Pritchard back, didn't they? Oh, wait, he is there.
Well, here's my thing. I don't wish anybody to be injured. However, Rey Mysterio, if he's injured, that just opens the door for somebody else to face Samoa Joe. And you got Kevin Owens with no match, nothing booked. I don't even think he's booked to be in the Battle Royal. Like, he could be like the surprise guy to take Rey Mysterio's spot. And
God,
I would love that match.
No, you wouldn't.
I would love that match.
I'm going to tell you right now, I remember that match that they had. It was a brief match in fucking NXT. That match was the drizzling shit, bro.
Okay, well, that was NXT a couple of years ago. I'm pretty sure WrestleMania, they're going to go out there and perform even better.
I just think that they're too similar of wrestlers. Same brawling type style.
What do you want to see? You want to see Rey Mysterio go out there with his son Dominic?
I don't mind a match like that when it's a contrast of styles. We know that Joe can work with smaller guys. I mean, he was the X Division champ for how many fucking years? So yeah,
so
you know what? Maybe that would have been a halfway decent fucking match, Mike. You dumb shit.
Oh my god! Hey guys,
I wasn't saying it was going to be a bad match.
Well, what the fuck else? What kind of match is there?
I want to see Kevin Owens get a fucking match.
Okay, well that's great.
I guarantee it.
I'm just saying that I don't know if those two have very good chemistry, because last time I saw it, I really, really wasn't digging it. That's all I'm saying.
There's so many matches out there when the first time these guys tied up, they didn't have chemistry. Second time, it was amazing. Well, so many matches out there. So you never know. It could be the drizzling shits, but you know what? I have faith in Kevin Owens at WrestleMania.
I feel like
You
Vince
just
is
want
gonna.
to see him give somebody a stunner. That's all.
I feel like Vince is gonna.
I really don't care about the stunner, actually.
Give him a show, the Kevin Owens show. Like that's all he wants him to do. He doesn't want him to wrestle ever again.
Hey, I got
He's
a great idea.
Sticking him in the middle.
Let's get Samoa Joe if Rey Mysterio can't make it. Samoa Joe versus Jesse Smollett. Well, I mean, we got Saturday Night Live guys on there. Why not? We just add some more like superpower.
Guys, WrestleMania, like I said, every other show, is going to be talking about every match. So we have to do it in like a super fast way where we can get through the end of the show. People can listen to this and then move on and get ready for WrestleMania weekend because that's what we really want them to do. We want them to enjoy the weekend. But they want to hear who we think's going to win, guys. So I don't think I even added. Why I'm trying to add the other matches, I want you guys to talk really quick about. My question to you is, why does WrestleMania everything have to be like everyone wins a trophy? Because they have the new tag team match that was added, multi-team match. The women's tag team is a multi-team match. There's so many multi-fucking things going on. It's like, does everybody need to be on the fucking Mania card? Let me just make sure we have these matches. But talk about this. Look at that match on Smackdown where they just added everybody. They don't have nothing going on for them right now. That's going to be in all the Battle Royals. That huge match with the guys and girls.
But meanwhile, the Revival's not even on the card, and they're champions.
Yeah, they are.
Who were they up against?
Oh, trust me. You and we spoke about how they do terrible builds last week. And I spoke numerous times about how much I hate that the WWE puts like some stuff on .com to promote matches, and then people, because 9 times out of 10 people aren't going to be going out of their way to see this stuff.
Yes.
Your match is the Revival versus, get ready for this.
Oh no.
Zack Ryder versus Curtis Hawkins.
Not made official yet, but yeah, they had a backstage Raw thing where Zack Ryder's like, why don't you face us at WrestleMania? And
in our backyard.
So it's like, that's another, but it's not official, but it's weird. They already made the other one official, so it's like, they have.
We all know it's gonna happen.
So
they're not gonna put that out.
That's kind of cool. I'm sorry. I mean, Kurt Hawkins has been doing jobs for how many years now? Now that he's been back with the company. How many in a row has he done for him to get a win at WrestleMania? If that's
250, he said.
All right, that reminds me. It just makes me think of Mikey Whipwreck when he tagged with Mick Foley. He was jobbing to everybody, and then the next thing you know, he's a tag team champion.
Now that you kind of talk about it, like I kind of like, and I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm sitting back here thinking about it, and at first, I think to me the reason why I wasn't okay with it at first because there was just no build. And it just was a random backstage.com segment. But now that I think about it, if Curtis Hawkins got the win at WrestleMania,
it's another big thing.
That pop,
yeah,
huge.
Yeah, that's like Mikey Whipwreck and fucking Mick Foley, dude. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So no, I can't. I can't. I'm not gonna shit on the match. I'm gonna see if it's gonna happen and what they're gonna do with it. It's definitely gonna be a pre-show match. Unfortunately, I mean, I think that match right there. That now I'm thinking about that pop if Kurt Hawkins gets it. But then at the same time, I'm also thinking about that Raw tag division if they win too. Like it's already the drizzling shits. Just even more.
Yeah. Well, guys, we even have NXT Takeover UK. I'm gonna, like I said, let's try to get through this card in like 10 minutes or less if we could do it fast. To where I want to say the match. Give either who you want to win, say the name, do you love it, do you hate it, do you don't even care, just a quick whatever you want to happen kind of a thing without overanalyzing it because there's a lot of fucking matches to go over real quick. So this, I think, should be our WrestleMania wrap-up and as fast as possible to where you can listen to us and still enjoy the pre-show by the time you get to it this weekend. Guys, let's start off with NXT TakeOver and go all the way to the main card. Like I said, let's make this like a lightning round kind of a thing. So, are you guys down with this?
Let me just cut you off right there. NXT card, Credo?
NXT card.
Who cares who wins anything? I think that card is going to be amazing from top to bottom. I really don't care who wins any of those matches because I think that these are going to be the matches of the weekend. Now, quite honestly, there's no losers or winners in this. We're all winners with that card.
I'll tell you guys right now. That Walter versus Pete Dunne match is
Looking
going
forward
to
to it.
steal the weekend. I am totally looking forward for that match. I cannot wait. That is my match of the weekend right there.
But people always compare NXT to whatever show's on, whether it's WrestleMania, Rumble, whenever they have a takeover. Is it mainly because the show is just digestible, like a 2-hour, you know what I mean, show where we're not sitting there for fucking 8 hours, you know what I mean? Is that part of the factor? Granted, yes, they're all going to be great matches, but to you personally, just being like a digestible show to watch, like a 2-hour show, or if it's 3, whatever, you know what I mean? It's a small chunk of time, but it's perfect. Does that help get into your decision about, you know, like NXT's always being good, right? The takeovers?
I like the fact that they're not long. I think that's the problem with Raw. I think that's the problem with SmackDown. A lot of these pay-per-views are getting too long. It's like a half day at work, you know. And
Right,
when you talk about WrestleMania or any of the big four, it's becoming like a full day. It's too much. So that's why I like the NXT cards. 5 matches. There's not too many people in them. It's not like you say, Credo, everybody gets a trophy. It's not. It's the best of the best on that card. Let's do this.
That's right. Well, I guess we can all agree NXT right there is just we have no qualms about it. It is what it is, and it's always going to be probably better than whatever the main show is. So with that said, I think they have every fucking person on this. I'm kind of curious because I didn't Google it, I didn't check it out, but there's got to be somebody on the card that's been left off. I'm thinking somebody out there, even if they're maybe injured, but somebody who aren't they using, and that's going to be the whole mystery. We'll have to find out next week. But
so for Mania, like I was listening to something this morning on my way to work, and the total amount of superstars that are performing at Mania right now, and granted, this is not including, because they only announced 13 women for the women's battle royal. They still maybe have 7 to 15 more, depending on who they throw in there. So this isn't including the missing 15 people that they have to throw into that battle royal. They have 81 superstars competing this weekend at WrestleMania.
wow.
81 on the WrestleMania card.
It's good. Seriously, but I am curious, like, if there's that one person that they just didn't want to use for anything, a backstage segment, anything. And I almost feel like it's going to be Kevin Owens if he's not put into the whole Battle Royal. But let's start from the bottom-ish and work our way up to the top, guys. Let's give our quick WrestleMania recap, or predictions, I mean. What do you guys want to see? So let me name the event, say your piece, and then we'll go. I'll start it off to kind of give you the pace, right? So the Women's Battle Royal, the kickoff, it's going to be on the kickoff show, it's announced. Out of all the women, we don't know who's going to be in there. We only know like a handful. But I'll tell you right now, Nikki Cross, fuck Asuka. That's who I want to win. I want to see some kind of other woman step up in this, and I'm a Nikki Cross. I'm hopeful to see her win it.
You know who I'm going with? I'm going with Lacey Evans.
Good pick.
She's winning it because they're just been building her for 3 months. I think she's just gonna do her little walk down the ramp, stand there for the majority of the battle royal, and come in when the time is right.
That's a good pick.
You know, I usually don't like to agree with you, Mike, but you know, I really don't. You really took the words out of my mouth on that one, because it's just like you said. He said it all. Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal also on the kickoff show. Guys, last year was Matt Hardy. There's been an odd number of winners on this, from Cesaro, Big Show, Matt Hardy, Baron Corbin. A lot of different people, right? So,
Mr. What's his name?
Mojo Rawley, right?
Yes, that fucking shit.
I can't believe that he's gonna live with that fucking. He's gonna be the Virgil at the table, being Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner for the rest of his life, and that's it. But who's gonna win this?
Virgil.
I think out of everything that's going on, I see 2 people honestly winning this, and I think it's Braun Strowman, just because, yeah, we joke about him flipping over tractors and whatnot over the past few months. He's definitely been that big part of the show, and I think you got to give him the nod. If he could fucking lift tractor trailers and shit, he should be able to fucking win the Battle Royal. So I think the obvious is Braun, but I think my sleeper pick for this would be Apollo Crews. They seem to have been high on him the past few weeks, and I don't know.
If these schmucks from Saturday Night Live win, it's a disgrace to Andre the Giant. I'll say that right now.
Chalk it up with Nicholas. Ugh.
Yeah, you know who I'm going with? And I'm just going to go with this person because he's my favorite guy in this Battle Royal, and it's Andrade.
I hate you, you motherfucker!
It was his pick, too.
Oh, we agreed on 2 things.
Well, easy enough. All right, Cooter, Andrade.
And I'm picking him simply because this is the fan in me that wants to see him have a moment.
Yeah, I want. It's a shame that he is not on the main card. Let's be honest. This is a little sideshow for Braun Strowman. That's all he is. That's all he's ever meant to be. Was just a little sideshow. He's never going to be a serious. He's never going to be a champion. I don't care what anybody tells you, because it's not believable to be able to get the belt off of him.
Yeah,
it's just not. So, let him do his little comedy shtick. Moving on.
All right, the Cruiserweight Championship, Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese. Also, third year in a row on the kickoff show. I'm surprised they put this on the kickoff show. It'd be a nice break or somewhere down the line in the main show. But
is this really on the kickoff show?
Yeah, I'm on CBS WWE.com right now checking it out. So I think they have all the official from one day ago. So that's what it says for now.
Huh.
But it's on the kickoff show from what they say. So, guys, I don't know. I think Buddy Murphy's going to retain. I think they still don't know who they want in this Cruiserweight division. Granted, Tony Nese is a great athlete. I feel like they should have probably gotten it off Buddy Murphy and given it to, I don't know, somebody else. But I don't know. I would keep it on Buddy Murphy. This is my little prediction. So
no, I disagree with you. I think they use. It seems to me like they're using 205 Live as an opportunity to really fine-tune some of the smaller guys and get them ready for the main roster, like a Mustafa Ali. So I think this belt goes on to Tony Nese. Let him be the face of that little bullshit brand, because I got a feeling they're high on Buddy Murphy. He's a guy I could see on the main roster maybe doing something. So let's go Tony Nese.
All right.
I like Buddy Murphy, man. I do. I like him. I'm gonna pick Buddy Murphy.
All right, so moving right along. SmackDown Tag Team Championship, Usos versus Ricochet and Aleister Black. Going to be working 2 nights, I guess, in a row? Or no?
Yeah.
2 nights. They're going to be working back-to-back, and then versus the Bar, and then Rusev.
They'll be working Friday and then Sunday.
That's terrible.
The Bar, and then versus Rusev, and also the new, just happy to be here, Shinsuke Nakamura. Guys, the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, Usos are red hot, but I feel like they've been so high on Ricochet and Aleister Black just to get something. Out of anybody else, I don't know. I feel like they would give it to Ricochet and Aleister Black just cause, and it's, I don't know. I feel like that never happened before, where somebody moved up from NXT where they were working the night before and win the WWE a championship. So that's just
I'm okay with that.
A random guess.
I'm okay with that too, because I just think they would fit better on SmackDown, and I think with the. When does SmackDown move to Fox? That's going to be what, October?
Yeah.
October.
Yeah, so that should be a good enough time to really get these rosters straightened out, because they're going to do a shakeup. They're going to want to stack some talent on that Raw or on that SmackDown roster. So I could see them winning the tag titles and maybe holding them for a little while.
I wouldn't have a problem with them winning the tag titles, but I honestly think the shakeup is in 2 weeks after Mania. So it's happening in Montreal.
Oh, wow.
And I feel like that, they're going to get split up in that shakeup. I feel like one's going to go to Raw, the other one's going to go to SmackDown. And I'm fine with that. I'm just going to say the Usos are retaining.
All right. Now, guys, in one of the most underwhelming matches, I think, of the night, or when it was announced, has to be Kurt Angle, which I'm not underwhelmed about Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. The underwhelming factor of it. The guy who had the main event on the Go Home Mania and let all the air out of the room, Corbin. His farewell match, I'm telling you, there's got to be something up with this. Because Michael Cole said, the internet hates this right now or something, and they never say anything negative that we're saying online on live TV. They never. So I feel like if anything's going to happen in this match, how I would book this is Corbin gets squashed. Like I'm saying, walks in, gets pinned, that's it. And then out comes like John Cena or something to give him a good match. You know what I mean? Like I think that would be my mark prediction. Something's going to happen with this. I feel like he's either going to get squashed or something else is going to take effect. So I don't know. This can't be the farewell match.
I just don't care. I kind of want Kurt to go. He's well past his prime. He hasn't really impressed me since he's been back. It's been nice for a little nostalgia act, but I mean, come on, man. Can we just take Old Yeller out and do what needs to get done, please, because it's choking up too much TV time.
This is going to be with those matches that Cena's going to get involved in. That's just my prediction. I think Cena's going to put Angle on his back for the win, and then Angle's going to get his moment in the ring, and that's it.
All right, moving right along, guys. Falls Count Anywhere. The Miz versus Shane McMahon. I don't give a shit. I'm going to go piss during this.
Super Miz, who could take out all 3 members of Sanity by himself. We're talking about that Miz.
Poor Sanity. Fucking. I don't care about their entrances. I don't care about the match. The only thing Shane McMahon's going to kill himself jumping off something. We get it. I will get up for this. Like I said, WrestleMania 29, I soaked it in. This one, I'm taking piss breaks, and this is going to be my piss break.
All I'm going to say, and then we can move on, because we don't need to spend too much time on this, is that if Miz can beat all 3 members of Sanity, but can't handle Shane McMahon when his flurry punches, I'm done. I'm handing in my WrestleMania.
You're crazy. Shane McMahon is the best in the world. Okay, that's one. And 2, you know what? I can hear Vince now. Oh, Shane, I got a great idea. Why don't you climb up to the top of the Empire State Building and try to drop the elbow on him? Yeah.
That means I'll get a better view.
It's the only thing you're going to be able to see all night. Shane McMahon before he commits suicide.
That's it. Don't stop the show, too. The show must go on, because I'm not fucking no. Well, just for Shane McMahon, if Shane McMahon killed himself, if he killed himself, I still want the show to go on. I want WrestleMania to finish. Anyway, the Women's Tag Team Championship: Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya, and versus Nia Jax and Tamina Snuka versus the Iconics. Guys, once again, this is one of those multi-team matches already, and I don't care. I'd rather have seen a tag team, Sasha Banks and Bayley versus somebody else. I don't want to see one of these fucking Survivor Series matches. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's too much going on. Everybody only gets like one little spot, and that's it. Put it on the Iconics. They're probably, quote unquote, a tag team out of all these other girls that are just slapped together. Give it to the Iconics. That's what I'm going for. I don't care about anything else.
Yeah, she impressed the fuck out of me. Taking her hubby's fucking spear and putting the bitch through the fucking guardrail. Beth Phoenix still got it. And you know what? I would be okay if her and Natty won these belts, but let's be honest here. These belts aren't coming off of Sasha and Bayley. It's just not happening.
I'm going to go with Natty and Beth, only because of the fact that Natty's father's going into the Hall of Fame the night before, one of the best tag teams out there. And it kind of I don't know, it just writes a story for itself.
Tilt the hat. Yeah.
So it's just to put the tag titles on Natty, give Natty a WrestleMania moment after her father was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Sure.
I'm okay with that. I really am. So I'm just going to pick Natty and Beth for this.
All right. Guys, moving right along, the United States Championship. Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio, but if he's already injured, this match is going to suck to where he's either can re-injure it. It's an ankle fucking thing, and I don't think in, 3 days it's going to be 100%. And even if it is, it's still fucking... He can't be running and walking down the fucking 12-mile ramp or whatever. Give it to somebody else. And I feel bad because, they better not scrap the match because of that. I want Samoa Joe to face anybody. Kevin Owens, we said before, anybody. Just throw them in there if they don't have anything to do. And
see, this is where I want John Cena.
I do. That's a good placement too. I would be down for that.
I'd be okay with that. Yeah. I would definitely be okay with that.
And I wanted that to begin with. I thought that's what they were going with this, with Truth's favorite wrestler being John Cena this, John Cena that. That's where I thought they were going with it, and apparently I was wrong. But
I got the same feeling that you had too, where they were going. And Samoa Joe even mentioned John Cena in a promo.
Mm-hmm.
So and then that was the rumor that was going on. So that's where I thought they were going. If Cena's not going to be placed in the Angle match, I am okay with him taking Rey's spot.
You know what, guys? I'm just thinking about this too. There's no ladder match, right? There's nothing for the unless they do.
I was surprised with that. I would have thought they would have at least made that tag match a ladder match.
And out of the IC Championship, which is next, or the United States Championship, I'm surprised they don't have a little spot fest of for the championships. I know they did the one with they always do with the IC Championship where Daniel Bryan won a few years ago, right? But Man,
We still have time.
yeah, this match could turn into a ladder match too. It'd be a good surprise.
That SmackDown tag team title match. That would be a crazy ladder match.
I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen just because you literally have 2 no disqualification matches on the card.
Yeah. Wait, there are 2?
Well, Shane McMahon and The Miz is false count anywhere, so that's no DQ.
And no holds barred with Triple H.
And no holds barred between Triple H and Batista.
Yeah, I don't know why they call it no holds barred. It's just fucking New York City street fight.
Well, either way, the United States Championship.
New Jersey street fight?
Yeah, I forgot.
I think it happened. But guys...
I'm sorry. The WWE announcers had me brainwashed for a minute. They keep telling me the WrestleMania is in New York.
Down at MSG. Guys, the Intercontinental Championship, Bobby Lashley now versus the Demon, whatever he did, Finn Balor. Man, I miss Finn Balor of yesteryear, where he used to just dress up in a lot of any kind of paint, and now he just looks like with the whole like Rasta wig. It looks like to me, and then like he's got like demon claws on his hand. It's like they over WWE'd what he used to do, and it's like I love him being the Demon, but man, let the fucking dude change up his paint for every show. That would be fucking awesome. Especially he hasn't been the Demon since what, SummerSlam, so it's like they're doing like once every half a year or something, which is stupid because that was his whole thing.
Who was that against?
Baron Corbin.
That's right. I forgot about that.
But the way they did it at SummerSlam was the way they needed to do it for WrestleMania, where we had no clue that he was going to be the Demon. They did not promote the Demon. They just promoted Finn Balor, and then all of a sudden the Demon just arrives out of nowhere. This is what they needed to do. We did not need to see the Demon on Monday Night Raw or whatever he was on Monday Night Raw, because that was not the Demon that we have grown to love. That
Kevin Dunn's Demon.
And then basically. And then what was awkward was how long that he had to stand in that camera with his tongue sticking out. Like they really
he looked like he was getting ready to eat some pussy, not do a wrestling match. Come on now.
So I wish they maybe threw a hint out there, but didn't tell you the Demon was coming. And then at WrestleMania, all of a sudden you hear the heartbeat and the lights go out, and then there's the Demon.
Well, even like the back and forth with the championship where Finn had it, then Bobby won it back, and now Finn's going for it again. Like, is it just to be like, hey, this title can keep, this can go anywhere or whatever? Like, I feel like somebody jumped the gun. And it's like they didn't need for him to win it 2 weeks. It was like 2 weeks ago, not even. And it's like, isn't that lessen the impact of him winning it back? It's like it hasn't been it's like there's no build.
And you want to know something, Credo?
2 weeks, man.
You want to know something? This is the reason why they should never have a fucking pay-per-view before or Mania and after the Rumble. That's just but not only that, they had 2 pay-per-views in between the Rumble and Mania, so they had no time to do anything, no time to build anything, nothing.
Ugh, but we still have fucking like 6 matches. There's so much WrestleMania. This is what we're trying to get through as fast as we can, guys. So bear with us.
Speed round.
Triple H, Batista, no holds barred. Triple H's career on the line. Guys, Triple H has never beaten Batista. Is the owner going to put himself over? Pretty much. Is the COO going to put himself over?
His career's on the line. Who cares? Shit break. Next.
Shit break. Crazy EJ said last week it's going to be a train wreck, and he just wants to see it. Because, Batista, when's the last time he wrestled? And even then, he's not doing it every day, you know what I mean? So there's got to be a lot of fucking rust on this guy, and can we just see something really just like a train wreck?
I don't think Triple H would ever allow that to happen. I'm sure if they were doing this match, I'm sure they've had him working out with Triple H. I wouldn't be. There's no way.
That's true.
Triple H is too much of a perfectionist to fucking let something like that happen on the biggest show of the year. No.
This is a match that needs to be no longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this is a match that's going to be 20 to 25 minutes. We all know that. So.
Yeah. Well,
let's just hope 20 of those 25 minutes are entrances.
Now, guys, a match right here probably, I would say 10 years ago would be an awesome main event. But these guys are still in the prime. There's nothing wrong with them. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. I think this is a WrestleMania match, but at the same time, I'll tell you what, I don't hate Randy Orton. I just don't care about Randy Orton anymore. You know what I mean? It's like he's on there. I don't hate the guy. I don't hate what he's doing. I'm just done with Randy Orton. Like, I don't care. Like, I've seen everything he's done. I'm just not a fan to where I'm gonna like buy his T-shirt or anything. And I don't know. I'm just gonna take Randy Orton and put him over here to the side. And I don't know. I still love AJ Styles, but I feel like AJ Styles could be having a lot bigger, higher of the card kind of matches, especially what I feel like he's had crappy WrestleManias the past few years. Granted, his first one was Chris Jericho. Vince made, put Jericho over him, and then he had with Shane, and I'm like, why is he fighting Shane? Like, he needs to be in the main event scene, but AJ Styles versus Randy Orton, guys. I'm hoping it's AJ Styles because I don't care about Randy.
He was the main event last year. What are you talking about?
I don't know what I'm talking about. I can't remember.
The main event was Brock and Roman.
Yeah.
Come on.
But still,
listen,
I'm just done with Randy. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say
I was annoyed with that match, but you know what? They built this up really good, and they made me interested in it. The promos that they cut, and then this week the promos with the contract signing, the jabs that they were taking at each other.
But the drugs or whatever you said, that was good. I was like, they needed that.
Yeah, and the one from the week before where they were talking about how Randy would have never made it on a fucking the indie scene with a half-assed diamond cutter and a fucking pose. Basically, what he did, he would have never made it on the indie scene.
Mm.
For him to say, "What, you never ripped off anybody?" and he did the 2 sweet sign. I'm like, wow, they really went. They went at each other, man. It's been a good build. So hopefully they sell. They sell it.
This is my pick for match of the night.
Randy Orton, AJ. All right.
This is my pick for match of the night.
Really?
Yeah, I think those two are going to steal the show, and I could be wrong because we still have another match that could potentially steal the show. 2 other matches, but I'm going to say that this is the match that I feel like they need to open WrestleMania with, and I think it's going to set the tone for the card.
That's a good point. I don't disagree. And guys, before the show, I wanted to tell everybody listening. I told the guys, I was like, listen, let's make this a half-hour show. We got to get through quick. But guys, going through the fucking card, we're almost like on 50 minutes or somewhat of that. Believe it or not, but it's okay. We're just going to keep going right along. So Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. He beat cancer, but I don't think he's going to beat Drew McIntyre. I'm hoping for a Drew win here because Reigns has done it all. He doesn't need a fucking win right now. He already beat cancer. That's your win. They need to build up somebody else, and I think Drew needs to redeem himself from the 2-man band. So give this win to Drew. I don't want this match going longer than like fucking 5 minutes, but it's probably going to be 10 or 15, but it needs to be a short match. Drew McIntyre for me.
I agree. I said that for this to be believable, Roman Reigns needs to do a few jobs and make it look like, damn, did he come back too soon? Was cancer too much for him? I think that's a great storyline, and then you can rebuild him later. Right now, Drew needs this.
I agree. I want Drew McIntyre to win, but if I'm a fly on the wall in Vince's creative meeting for this, they're going to put over Roman simply because of the fact that they want these Make-A-Wish kids who have cancer to feel like they have a chance to beat cancer and they could do anything with cancer. So I feel like they're going to put Roman over simply for that reason, just to kind of motivate those kids that are struggling.
Damn it, it's always about the kids. Anyway, for the WWE Championship, the Hemp Championship, Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston. Guys, we talked a lot about this last week and whatnot. I'll tell you what, man. I want Kofi to win it. I just want to see him. I mean, they fucking made Jinder Mahal the WWE champion. Kofi Kingston deserves it. And
oh my God.
Out of anything,
that's the stupidest argument ever.
Out of anything except for that the guy's put his time in, if you know what I mean. 11 years is a long time. Even if he won it, he could lose it in, like, I don't think it's going to be a long reign if he did win it, but for him to lose it, I feel like I think it's gonna piss people off. I don't know. I don't know.
I hate you right now. That's always been the worst argument. Is everybody was Jinder Mahal? Let me tell you something. Jinder Mahal has a great look. He has a character, and he can actually talk.
His back pimples are beautiful with his.
That's fine. The guy needs proactive. That's whatever. They tried. The guy fucking flopped. Kofi can't cut a fucking promo. Boom. I can't see him as a champion. So what's he gonna do? Hold the belt in one hand and throw pancakes with the other? Get the fuck out of here. Enough. Moving on.
I thought Kofi's promos were good. I'm gonna go with Kofi. I want to see the Cinderella story. I like the underdog.
All right, guys. The Universal Championship is online with Brock Lesnar finally showing up for the second match this year since the Royal Rumble. I don't know what's in Vince's head, man. It's like Raw needs a fucking main championship on the show every week. That's why a big part of it's stale sometimes. And like you need that, right? You need like a main championship for the show. Get it off of Lesnar. I don't hate Lesnar. I would love seeing him. If he's on the card, I'm watching his match. But he's that big of a deal. He's that big of a guy. He's that big of a character. He doesn't need the fucking championship anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I would watch a Brock Lesnar match versus Seth Rollins even if it wasn't for the championship, or him versus anybody else. He's the new phenom, if you will. Get it off of Brock. It's got to go to Seth Rollins, even though I think Finn Balor should have won at the Royal Rumble. But what do you say?
I say I agree with you 50%, because if he's only going to be that sideshow freak, you already have Braun Strowman doing that kind of stuff. Unless you're moving Brock Lesnar to SmackDown to show up here and there, so you can have a sideshow freak on that show, or maybe move Strowman over there. You can't have both of them on the same show doing the same role if you take that belt off of Lesnar. But yeah, I agree. It's got to go to Rollins.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say right now, as I agree with you guys, but I don't see that belt leaving Lesnar. That the match is not closing WrestleMania. It's not changing hands.
All right, how about
if Lesnar resigns? It's not happening. They're building up Roman to conquer the Beast again.
No,
and this is just gonna, like, everyone's cheering Roman now. But once he gets back into that position, he's gonna get booed again. This is what they're doing. I would love to see Rollins win. I don't see him winning though.
Man, it was like, my question was gonna be like, if not him, then who? But it's like, even then, like, you can't go back to Roman. Like, man, it's like they need it now. Like, if they went like another year, if Brock holds it to like next year's Mania, like, that belt is worthless. It's nothing to me anymore. You don't see it, out of sight, out of mind. It's got to change. Something's got to happen. Anyway, good points by all. Last match. The winner take all now. It's not going to be unified. You win it, you're going to be the Raw Women's Champion and the SmackDown Women's Champion. How will they go about fucking determining who's going to be the champion for each show? Or will they just unify it on Raw, saying, now it's just one belt? Who knows? But the winner of this match is winning the belt. Guys, the obvious choice has to be Becky. Becky has to fucking pin Ronda. The end. Charlotte's in there, but if Becky pins Charlotte, I guess you keep Ronda strong. She didn't lose, right? Maybe that's kind of like one of her fucking things in a contract, not to lose like on a big major fucking event. I don't know. I can see that those two ways. Becky pins Ronda or Becky pins Charlotte, and the only reason she pins Charlotte is because they want to keep Ronda strong. Just say that she's never been pinned, kind of a thing, you know? It's got to be Becky for me though, no matter what.
You know, I said this. I think the original plan from day one, and I think Becky even made mention of this in the promo, and I said this a few weeks ago, that until Survivor Series, when they saw how hot Becky was, the original plan was always probably meant to be Charlotte versus Ronda, and that's why she's still in this match, and Becky made mention of that in her promo. They've been building Charlotte for this just as much. Between her beating Asuka after that long undefeated streak, her winning another title. Dude, she's been like the leader of the women's revolution. I as hot as Becky is, she can still keep her shine and keep her heat. I think this moment has to go to Charlotte Flair. She's done it all. This is that cherry on top of the sundae, because for her to main event WrestleMania after everything she's done to help jumpstart this revolution, it's got to go Charlotte Flair. To me, it does.
Well, real quick, just to counter that, to where I feel like she beat Asuka last year and then title didn't switch hands, and then she was the first women's champion, right? Was that the year before or something like that, right?
The first WWE women's champion.
Yeah, so
WrestleMania 32.
And my only thing to that is, like, Charlotte's had her her share of WrestleMania moments. That's why I wouldn't want to give it to Charlotte. I was thinking about that when I was trying to think who would win it, but anyway, Mike?
No, yeah, it's fair.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Becky. I think they've kind of put the momentum behind her. leading up to Mania. I think she's the one that the people want to see, and I think it's going to happen. I can't discredit Charlotte. Charlotte is the best worker in that match. She's the best wrestler in that company, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And I cannot take anything away from Ronda. In the year that Ronda's been in this company, she has, to me, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, you fucking fuckboys on Twitter want to burn me at the stake, go ahead, tweet at me. But she is the female version of Kurt Angle, because what she did in a year is just absolutely amazing. Just the improvement. And just to bring this up, what really it doesn't piss me off, but it bothers me, is like that segment on Raw that we brought up, awesome. You go on Twitter, no matter how good Ronda is, you have people shitting all over her, saying she's not meant to be there, she sucks, she's terrible. Like, this girl is great in the ring. Now you're talking to me, and Cooter, you can attest to this. I hated Ronda Rousey in MMA.
So did I. Yeah, me too.
So did you too. I hated that girl because she was disrespectful. She was cocky, arrogant. I love to see her get knocked out. I'm not a big fan of Ronda Rousey, but I will give credit where credit is due. This girl is a workhorse. She's earned her spot. She's paid her dues, in my opinion. And I think she doesn't get the credit that she deserves from these fuckboys. I think this match, and I said the Randy Orton versus AJ Styles match is going to steal the show. But this match also has the potential to steal the show, because you have the workhorse of not just the women's division, but the company. You have the People's Champion, Becky Lynch, and you have the Rookie of the Year, who is absolutely amazing in that ring as of today. So
you also have a whole revolution on their backs.
Exactly.
There's a lot of pressure on them.
Oh, my God, yeah.
There's a lot of pressure on them. First ever all-women's main event at WrestleMania. This is the biggest thing that they have achieved outside of pretty much having their own brand.
Yep.
So, you know what? It's time, and the pressure on them is huge, and I think they're going to deliver, because they've delivered in every high pressure situation.
Yeah. Now let me ask you guys this question, because WrestleMania is going to be a long day, and long. We're going to have, by the main event, we're probably going to be so exhausted. It's just, I don't know if I could keep up with. What is going to be your buffer match? What's going to be that match that kind of brings the crowd down before the main event? What if you were booking that card, who are you having open the card, and who's your buffer match between the main events?
You want an honest opinion?
Yeah.
I think you put Kurt Angle and Baron Corbin right before that match.
Okay. You know what? That was going to be the match I was going to go with. Was the Baron Corbin. I was going to open up with AJ versus Randy Orton, and if it's definitely going to be Kurt Angle and Baron Corbin, that's the match that you put in between the main event.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how they stack up the card, because, we always talked about, back in the day, they built it up from, the smallest to the biggest kind of thing. Then they started intermixing it to balance out that crowd. Sometimes it was a hit, or sometimes it was a miss. But that's going to be the key to, if you put this on a chart on the wall, and you have the key, this is an upper, this is a downer, this is whatever, you really have to balance out, the best matches throughout the show. And, I can only think of maybe the Women's Tag Team Championship, but, out of anything else, too, maybe, what's going to really just set people, nothing crazy, Roman and Drew is not, there's nothing really going on for it. It's it can't be a crazy match, so I don't know. But at the end, what if, out of all this, you want the Charlotte, you want Becky, what if Ronda is the one fucking standing up at the end of the night, to where is anybody really picking Ronda to win it? Do you think that's going to be, do you think that could be, I don't know, a possibility?
I wouldn't put it past the WWE, only because the next day, Ronda's going to be on all those talk shows, because at the end of the day, she is the person, she is the face because of, who she is. And WWE's going to want to put that title on her when she's on Good Morning America, when she's on the morning show, when all these other shows.
That's true.
That it's at a business marketing standpoint, it would be Ronda. I hope they don't go that route, but I could see if they do.
I could see that changing, and I could see Charlotte in that in that spot doing those shows, carrying the torch for that revolution. You know, I could see
the daughter of Ric Flair.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. All right. So last but not least, out of everything happening this weekend, give me 2 things that you're really looking forward to for the whole weekend. Credo?
Fucking hanging out or taking our car ride with Cooter and our adventure. The adventure getting to Mania is always, it has to be better than some of the matches at Mania. So I think our adventure getting down there, Mike, too bad you can't join us, but we're still going to meet up down there. We're just going different routes, and we're going to probably put it together for a show. So I think the one biggest thing is just the adventure getting there. So I'm excited for that because we're going to get something out of it. I'm bringing our quarter. We're going to record shit, so we're going to get some shows.
Our paths cross.
Our paths meet up finally.
Our paths will, the stars will align, and we will come together at MetLife Stadium. And what I'm looking forward to, though, is hanging out, the show. I mean, granted, for the past couple months, it's been the ongoing gag. My seat's #behind the stage.
Yes.
To this day, I'm still dreading it. But it's just the experience of being at WrestleMania.
Yes.
is going to be what I'm looking forward to. And outside of the WB, I'm looking forward to seeing Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. I really am.
I'm looking forward to, you know what? Honestly, when we read off some of those matches for Access, there's a couple of those I'm really going to check out. I'm really looking forward to that NXT card. And Credo, yes, the adventure is going to be fun. But honestly, what I'm really looking forward to is hanging out with everybody before the show, because there's not too often with my busy schedule where I get to go out or do anything. So for me to get to see the Woes, to see Jesse Malloy, kids like that we interact with on a regular basis on the internet, to see them face to face again and hang out with them before the show. Hell, is Albert going? I want to see fucking Albert.
Yeah, man. That's what
He's going to be there. I want to see Albert. Like, I cannot wait. And he lives, like, right down the street. I don't get to see him. I got to drive to Jersey to fucking see him. See what I'm saying? Like, this.
That's it, man.
That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm busting my ass, dieting so I look good. I'm training like I'm in the best shape of my life right now.
For WrestleMania, I love it. Well, you know, just another quick shout out, facebook.com/group/pro-wrestling-marks. You can find the event thing we're going to be posted where we're going to be later during that day. But guys, I think what everybody needs to take in, and at the very beginning, whether it's even the pre-shows or just when they do the whole opening for God Bless America, just sit there and realize you're at fucking WrestleMania. Enjoy it. There's going to be a shit fest. There's going to be a lot of good things. There's going to be a lot of boring shit. You're going to have to take a dump possibly at one point because you're going to be there for fucking half a day. Just enjoy. It's WrestleMania, man. It's the biggest show of the year. So at the end of the day, just enjoy the moment, I think.
Did you really just say America the Beautiful?
Well,
God bless America.
Yolanda
you know who's
Adams.
not going to see that? You know who's not going to see that?
Who's that?
Not you, Mike. We know you're not going to see it. But the Woes isn't going to see it either because I'm tombstoning that motherfucker in the parking lot.
Well, Mike's going to see it because he could see America from he could see the whole land. He could
You
see
know what? With my
Kansas.
You're going to be able to see the whole country.
I'm sorry,
Mike. With my luck, they're going to have the fucking flag drop down over my section.
Oh my goodness, guys! But anotherwrestlingpodcast.com. The next few weeks are gonna be great because I think we're gonna get a lot of shows out of what we're gonna record the next few days. So I think it'll be great.
I just realized something. Because I'm so close and so high up to the pyro, I'm getting burned, man.
You're gonna be the next Kane.
No, I'm getting burned so I can get that fuck money.
Ooh.
WWE money.
Text me if you get burned, I'll come over and help you.
Baby.
I'll tell you, son, if I see some pyro going off and there's like a little fire that's happening, I'm jumping in that shit.
Stop, drop, and roll, kids, if you get hit with fire. Anyway, I guess someone's got to look out for our listeners. We got to have some listeners after this. Not everybody, what happened to you guys? They all went in the fucking pyro because Mike
Only you can prevent forest fires, Mike.
Listen, you want a good payday? Go get injured at a WB event.
Guys, it's WrestleMania. If you see Kevin Dunn, fucking beat the shit out of him. Guys, enjoy WrestleMania regardless, I think. That's the whole point, right?